Today's helping hand is a little bit different than I've been doing recently. I often get people ask how I find the different families to help. And the main way I do it is actually on Facebook. I'm in a bunch of mom groups just because it's a great way to, one, make mom friends, and two, set up play dates with the kids. But I also love reaching out in there to see if there's just any mamas that need a helping hand. But in today's video, I actually got a message from a woman that asked if I only helped out young mothers or if I was willing to help out her mother. Her mom has had multiple surgeries, and even though she is a pretty clean and tidy person, there's so much she just can't do anymore but has wanted to be done. So that is what I came to do. I didn't really have one set area. It was more of just going around and cleaning the areas that she just can't anymore. This woman, you could tell, took great pride in her home, and it was definitely one of those things that it started to bug her that she couldn't do things the way that she used to. So we are stepping in today and polishing that wood for her, cleaning those appliances that she hasn't been able to get at, and all those little areas that have been causing her some stress.
Fence letting everyone know not to trespass, but you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft.
You can see there's just a huge dust buildup on a lot of her things, and this was the areas that was causing her the most stress. And on top of that, not only did she have a bunch of health issues, but her husband is also a disabled vet that also has a bunch of different health issues. So not only is this a want, but it's also a necessity. When you've got people that already deal with breathing issues and everything, getting their home nice and clean and all the dust out of it really does make a bigger difference than just having the clean house. She was so sweet. As you can see, she was in there with me pretty much the whole time, helping out in areas that she could, even if it was as simple as just moving her knickknacks off of the furniture. That way I could dust and clean around them. But one of the things I love so much about doing this is just meeting the people. I often will just sit and chat with them as I'm cleaning. Rarely am I just cleaning all by myself, and I meet some of the nicest, most interesting people. And for me, and this is not a age thing, I don't want to call her old, but she is definitely more seasoned than I am, meaning in life. And I've always loved talking with older generation people just because of their stories and their history and everything. I think that's one of the reasons that, like, when my grandfather was alive, I love spending so much time with him, fishing on his fishing boat and just having one-on-one time. It is just always so interesting to me to hear their different stories and their life and all the different things. She is also still a mom at heart. She's got some kids still at home. She also watches her grandchildren on the regular basis. So she, even though she is dealing with different surgeries and stuff like that, she still stays active and still stays very busy in her family's life. This is actually something that anybody can do. I know I have helped my grandma out, Bobby's grandma out. I feel like this is one of those gifts if you have elderly parents or grandparents or anything like that, and you're like, I don't know what to get them. They have everything they want. There's nothing they need. Just willing to go over to their house and help them clean those areas that they struggle with nowadays, because naturally we all get to that point where our bodies just don't work the way they used to. Shoot, I'm 34 years old and my body doesn't work the way it used to. So I can only imagine in another 20, 40 years from now how it's going to be. But not only is it a great gift because you are helping them in areas that they need help with, but I know when I've helped out my grandparents, Bobby's grandparents, often it's just so nice to just be able to spend that time and chat. Even if they can't do it, just bringing a chair in and being able to hang out with you and chat with you. I feel like a lot of times we forget how much they really enjoy spending time with us. I actually just saw a video the other day and it was so cute. It was 10 grandkids that just showed up at grandma's house and was like, we're having a sleepover, one at a time, everyone showing up. And the joy in her face was so evident. She absolutely loved it. And Grandpa as well. They were so cute about the whole thing. And all the kids were older and out of the house. And it's not like they were these young grandkids. They were anything from college age to 30s and 40s showing up at Grandma and Grandpa's house for a sleepover. All the grandkids. It was just the sweetest thing. And I know that's something that you can gift anybody. I often actually do stuff like this for my parents as well, because they are definitely the type of people where they have everything they want and need, but sometimes just getting that helping hand of keeping up with things can be huge. So I know I often say this at the end of my videos, but I wanted to say this a little bit earlier on. I really want to thank each and every one of you that show up every single week and watch my videos. This is really the only way that I could be able to do this and help out these different families for free, is because you guys support my channel. So a big thanks to all of you guys when you like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or just watch them. Those are such a huge help, and is the only reason that I can take this time to help different families that are in need. So for everyone that's here today, a big thank you. You guys are so, so appreciated. I also want to thank you guys for always supporting me when I have sponsored content, because that is another way that I'm able to do these free cleanings. And I do want to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video. Earlier today, one thing I really appreciate growing up is that my parents instilled in us in a very young age the importance of money management. And it's definitely something that I am trying so hard to also give to my children, and give them that like responsibility and learning about it, so that they don't just go out into the world and get knocked on their butt because they didn't realize the importance of actually managing their money. I'm sure you have all heard about Cash App. I know I use it on a weekly basis. Cash App is awesome, not just for sponsoring today's video, but also all their new fun features that they have made specifically for us parents and our children. Cash App is made for teens 13 to 17 with easy to use tools that will not only teach your kids very important life skills, but also make it a little bit more fun. Sponsored by either their parents or a guardian, teens can now get their very own Cash App card, and they can design it however they see fit, which I love. I love letting my kids express their own personality the best way they see fit. They can send and receive money instantly from friends, family, and while you are the sponsor, you get notified with every transaction. So you are always in the loop. And Cash App isn't just about spending. It's about creating good financial habits. So if your teen is starting a job, they can get paid up to 2 days early. They can also set and track savings goals. And the app is built with teens in mind, so they'll actually want to use it. And don't worry about any hidden fees or charges. Cash App has no monthly fees, no hidden charges, and no minimum balance. The Cash App card is also protected with 24/7 fraud monitoring. So if you notice anything hinky going on, you can freeze that card with just a tap on the app. So you can say goodbye to the stress and say hello to teaching your teens all about financial responsibility. You can download Cash App today to get started. Also, for new Cash App users, you can download Cash App and enter my code. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days of opening your account, and you're going to get $10 into your own account. Terms may apply, but that's money in your pocket. That's Cash App.
One more Saturday night, you're wearing them jeans so tight. I'll keep waiting for the perfect moment when you're dancing like that with that shirt and that hat. God, I'll need just one more drink to calm down.
When I started cleaning her floors, she was so curious about my Eureka wet dry vacuum. She even tried it a little bit. She was like, this is so light and easy to use. I'm like, yes, I love this thing. And if you struggle to keep up with your floors, this is a great way to go about it, because all you have to do is run it like a vacuum, but it is self-propelled. So it works so well. I ended up showing her all about it. I do love this thing. I tell you guys all the time. The Eureka wet dry vacuum is by far one of my favorite cleaning gadgets. Now, I have a lot of cleaning gadgets that I love. I tell you guys all the time. I am definitely someone that I love cleaning products. I love using new, different things. It keeps it like exciting to me. I feel like when you're a mom and you're cleaning the same thing over and over again, you got to find the joy in the little things. And for me, that's different cleaning products and cleaning tools. But since having a wet dry vac, it is such a game changer if you have kids and pets, and also a robot vacuum. Those are the two things, and I will die on that hill. Even when people are like, oh, it's just lazy, we didn't used to have those things. Nope, you're right, but we also didn't used to have cars, but we use those every day. So do not feel guilty about using things that just make our life so much easier as busy parents. And yeah, 100% recommend a robot vacuum and a wet dry vacuum. Now, I will never say they completely negate the need for like an actual vacuum and an actual mop, but it does make it a lot easier to keep on top of it. And honestly, if you're someone that like never mops because you're like, it's just too big of a pain in the butt, this is one of those things that, hey, it's better than nothing. So always worth it. So I absolutely love this one. I have not tried many other, not many. I've tried other ones, but Tinco. I was losing my train of thought. The Tinco one, I have people ask me about all the time, and I apologize. I have never, you can see this is when she was like testing it out, asking me questions about it. So I was just explaining it all to her. I also had to refill the watering thing anyway, so I could show her how easy all of that was. But yeah, the Tinco one I have not tried before, so I don't have much info on it. However, I do know a lot of women that have tried it who absolutely love it. Jamie from Jamie's Journey, which I'm sure you all know, she has one, and I know she really likes it. I'm pretty sure Amanda from This Crazy Life has used it also. I'm sure there's others, but definitely I'm pretty sure those two have tried it and love the Tinco one. I just personally, the Eureka one, I think is super affordable, works really, really well, And to me, affordability is a big thing because I put my tools to the work. So even for ones that like should last forever, I swear I beat the poop out of them. And I know eventually I have to replace parts and stuff. So I would rather not spend a crazy amount of money, but I still want it to work really, really good. Like, I don't want to spend as much money on it, but I want it to work like I did spend a lot of money on it, if that makes sense.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, babe, I'm into you.
So I have to tell you what she told me. So when I was moving the furniture, I found this anniversary balloon in the corner by this tall dresser. And this is why I never assume anything is trash without talking to the owner. Because a lot of people would be like, oh, it's just an old balloon, probably don't need it. Like, a lot of times people don't think about it. I never assume anything, and I always ask before getting rid of anything, moving anything, all of those things. And this is why. So I asked her about it. I'm like, is this something you want to hold on to? Because it was in kind of an area where it could have just like fallen to the side and she didn't even know it was there and she wanted to get rid of it. I did not know, but I was not going to make any assumptions. And it turns out she had gotten this balloon on her anniversary 10 years ago from Publix, I want to say it was. Publix. And she's been holding on to it because she's like, no, it won't die. And I just want to know how long it's going to last. So I told her, I'm like, well, now you have to go and get another anniversary balloon on your next anniversary and see if this outlasts or if quality has gotten worse or what the deal is. But yeah, that balloon was like pretty much in perfect condition and she hadn't added any air to it, nothing. And she's just holding on to it to see how long it'll last. So I was pretty impressed with that. But yes, I often have people ask, like, how do I know what stuff to get rid of in people's houses, what not to get rid of? And I always play it safe. I do not get rid of anything without running it by them. Now, sometimes, especially if I'm working in people's houses with little kids, yeah, I will give like a general idea, like, hey, if I find a bunch of these small ripped up pieces of paper, can I assume that's trash? And things like that. But anything that I even think might be of significance, I always run it past the homeowners because you just never know. I know my kids have some stuff in their rooms that people would assume there's no need for it. Shoot, there is a stuffed animal in Bjorn's room that I have sewed together a million times. It has super glue on it in some areas because stuffing was falling out and the boys were upset and I couldn't find my sewing kit. Well, so I was like, you know what? I'll just super glue the eye back on. Like, it is so raggedy and messed up, but you know what? I'm not getting rid of that thing. They still love it. We declutter all the time, and every year I'm like, do we keep this? Do we get rid of it? It is still a keep. And you know what? They love it, and I'm not getting rid of it. Even though that thing looks like it's been to multiple wars and come back missing a few limbs. So, how many of you guys have kids back in school? The kids just started this week. So, Xander and Bjorn's first day was Monday, and Freya's was a little bit weird. They split the kindergartners into thirds. So, a third of her class started Monday, third Tuesday, and a third Wednesday. And then actually Thursday, everyone was in class. So today, when I'm doing this voiceover, there was actually everyone in the class. Yes, I cried like a baby when Freya went to kindergarten. I've done that with all the kids. Actually, I cried when each kid started kindergarten, and I cried when we moved to Florida and the boys started a new school. I don't know. I did not think I would cry when the boys started a new school, but it had me like all up in my feels when that happened also. But today, I don't know if today was more difficult than Tuesday, but it was in a way, because on Tuesday, they had all the kindergartners and their parents line up on the fence. That way all the big kids could get inside, and then the kindergartners could be walked in by their parents, and there weren't any of the big kids in the halls anymore. They were all in the auditorium. And that was really nice, but yes, tears were definitely shed and everything. I tried to hold all my tears in till I got back to my car, because I always make that a rule. Like, I don't want to see the kids seeing me upset, because then they could get upset. Freya made it extra hard on me though, because she started crying when we were taking her photo at the door with the first day of kindergarten sign. And I almost lost it. And even the teacher's like, "You okay?" I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking in my head, I'm like, please don't talk to me, because I'm the type of person that if you talk to me, I'm going to lose it. I need to just like finish signing this piece of paper, give my daughter a hug, and get out of here before I start bawling. And I waited till I got to the car, and yes, completely lost it. But today, being her first like regular full day of dropping her off in the drop-off loop with Bjorn and everything, that was really hard too, because I was like, all right, she's just getting out of the car, walking in there all by herself. And it wasn't even all by herself. Like, she had her big brother with her, but there was something about today that was definitely difficult as well. But she's been doing so well, coming home, chatting up a storm about what they're learning and making new friends. And I'm like, asked her today, I'm like, "So are you excited to go back tomorrow?" And she's like, "Yes, I want to go back." I'm like, well, that's good, because yes, you're going back tomorrow, and then you'll have 2 days home with mommy and daddy, and then school will start up again. So she has been loving it. She did say today, she's like, "But I still miss you and daddy, even though I like school." And I'm like, that's okay. It's okay to miss mommy and daddy, even though you still like school. But yes, it has been a good week so far. But I don't know about you, even though like my schedule doesn't change a ton when the kids go back to school, I think it's just more of like mentally and emotionally so draining to me. Like, I'm not getting up any earlier. I'm up around 6:30 every morning anyway, so that's no different. The pickup and drop off's not really a big thing, and Bobby and I sometimes split it. Just really depends on who's up and ready to go. So if I'm not up because Athena's actually allowing me to sleep in, then he'll take the kids to school. But if I'm up, like, I'm like, well, I'll just go. It's not a big deal. And I personally kind of like the drive and getting out of the house, so I've never minded it. But yeah, I'm exhausted this week. Absolutely exhausted. And it's every school year I do this, where it's just like getting into a new routine, constantly like nervous, making sure the kids are doing well. I got told yesterday by Bjorn's teacher how much he loves having Bjorn in his class this year, and how he's already earned a special job in the class. He's got like little jobs in the class that the kids can do and earn. So if they're like doing really well and being super respectful and getting their work done, they earn special jobs, and it's a privilege in his class. And that just makes my little mama heart happy. Xander is in Algebra 1 this year, Spanish, all sorts of like high school credit classes, and he's been really enjoying it. It's just always very fun start to the year when they get to start trying all these new things, and yeah, but it's also exhausting. So All that to be said, I'm sorry. If you are new here, I sometimes just go off on a rant because I love just hanging out and chit-chatting with you guys. People have been here for a while. They understand my rants now. But all that to be said, are your kids in school? How are they doing? How are you as parents doing now that they're back in school? I have a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I love it because I do get so much done when they are at school, but I hate it. Like, I love having my kids home. I hate when back to school starts and the school takes them for most of the like fun part of the day, because by the time they get home, it's homework and dinner and then bed. But yeah, definitely a love-hate relationship because that is it. So let me know how you guys have been doing, or if your kids don't start till later. Actually, when we lived in Wisconsin, we didn't start till after Labor Day every year. And I know a lot of states are like that. People are often saying, oh, I can't believe your kids start in August. And it was really weird for us too when we came down here. And yeah, it is no different. Someone once told me that they think it's because of the hurricanes down here. But I have to say, in the 3 years we've lived here, definitely living in Wisconsin, we had a lot more snow days and cold days compared to hurricane days down here. So I'm not quite sure why the year is so much longer, because the end of the year is the same as when we lived in Wisconsin.
I'll get dressed up to go downtown.
All right, because I know someone is going to point it out. No, I did not notice I missed this spot until I watched this back. And now this is probably going to bug me for the next week that there's a huge spot that I missed. But my short butt couldn't see up there. So I was just kind of blindly dusting. And yep, I totally missed it. Totally missed a huge spot. But we can't all get it perfect every time. Oh, watching that back, I'm like, dang it. That's a huge spot that I totally missed dusting.
I'll do just what I want, yeah. I'll dance on top of the bar. I won't come down on it. I'll just do what I want. This is my pity party, pity party. If my highs are highs, my lows are low. Need to blow off some steam to get back up. I'm not someone you should cheat on. 'Cause when I come back strong. Raise your glass to the sky. Let's toast to that. All these people can stare.
Also, cleaning her house just reminded me of how much I love a lot of these older solid wood pieces of furniture. So beautiful. The detail and everything in it, it really wants me to like embrace that like granny cottage core vibe in our next house, because this piece was so pretty, especially after giving it a good oiling and dusting with the orange glow. Just everything about it. Now, personally, I would probably sand it and stain it to a little bit of a lighter color and modernize it slightly that way. But you just don't see this type of detail in pieces anymore, and the quality of the pieces you just don't see anymore. And I just loved it so much. Also, I actually have this talk with my mom on a regular basis, and I want to know how many of you also feel this way, but I feel like the design industry all got us into modern design to make their jobs easier. Like pieces nowadays being streamlined and simple cuts and everything. Was that all just a mind trick on us to make their jobs easier and not do all the detailed work that you see in these beautiful old pieces?
Went for a walk with the stars last night. Did not believe that I would end up right. Lucky endings were not something for me.
So another funny thing. So her daughter actually would not give her mom my contact information because she knew there was a good chance that her mom would end up messaging me and asking me not to come because she feels bad about having someone come in and clean. But she was so sweet and everything. I'm like, well, here's my Facebook. Because she's like, I so appreciate you coming out. I'm like, honestly, I appreciate you letting me come out here because I really enjoy helping different people like this. Plus, I let her know that not only does it help me out, but I know so many of you get so much help out of these videos. If it's motivation, if it's just feeling like you're not alone and showing you that there's other people that struggle with different things as well. If it's as simple as a cleaning like this or something bigger like a big hoarder situation. They're all a little bit different, and as big or as small as the project, it doesn't change the need for anybody. But I gave her my contact information, told her, I'm like, if there's other areas that you've been struggling with and you just want a little bit of help, just let me know. I have no problem coming back out and helping you out some more. She was so sweet. But as I got like closer to the end, because I schedule out about a 3 to 4 hour window. And I started doing that because like when the kids are in school, usually I can get out to someone's house around like 10, depending on how far away it is. I try to stay within an hour distance of where we live, but sometimes it's a little bit further. So I usually shoot for about 10, but then I also have to keep in mind being able to get back home for school pickup. And in the summer, I usually just keep it at that like 3 to 4 hours. That way I can still get a good amount done, but it's never too overwhelming. So as I was watching the clock and like, okay, we're getting closer to where I'm not going to be able to pick up a big like room to do. I'm like, what are other areas in your house that you need some help with, but may not be a whole room? Just little things that you struggle with. And for her, windows are one. Windows are something that she struggles with, getting like these big sliding doors because of how tall they are and everything, and her not being able to really bend down like this to clean them anymore. And her appliances, I'm like, okay, no problem. I can definitely do that. She's so sweet. She's like, do you clean appliances? And she wasn't even talking like deep cleaning. She just wanted the front of them cleaned and polished since she hasn't been able to do that in a while.
My faith was lost, my hope was gone. My dreams were shattered and I was done. I was roaming down the street in my weary.
So I actually didn't realize this was a thing till I was working on her stuff, and she asked me how I got it so clean and so shiny. She's like, have not been able to get them that clean in forever. How do you do it? I'm like, well, I never use a stainless steel cleaner and polisher to clean my appliances. I will go in with a multi-purpose cleaner first, spray that all over, scrub it down, because often the stainless steel cleaners don't clean that well. Like, I feel like they don't actually pick up the grease and the grime and everything. So I like to go in with my multi-purpose cleaner first, and then I will go in with a new cloth and not use too much of the stainless steel cleaner. If you oversaturate it, cleaning products are definitely one of those things. More is not more. You really want to be cautious with how much you use, because especially here, these are usually greasy and everything, and you want to really be able to buff them in. And I love, love, love using my glass cleaning cloths. I feel like those work the best for your stainless steel. Now, if you have super duper stubborn stainless steel that maybe it's getting a little bit of that like surface rust on it or streaks on it or anything like that, and I'm not talking like streaks because you didn't buff it out enough. I mean streaks that just won't go away from buildup from years and years and whatever, you can go in with a quad 0, so 40 steel wool Brillos. I think you can get them at the hardware store. I always have a hard time finding the quad 0 steel wool, but you can go in with that and some, what's the cream barkeeper's friend. I was going blank there for a second. Go in the direction of your stainless steel and really work that in with that wool pad and the barkeeper's friend, and that stuff works magic. And then I just make sure to go in with my multi-purpose cleaner, make sure it's all off of there, and then go in with the polish, and that'll make the biggest difference in the world, especially if you're dealing with surface rust. I feel like here in Florida, surface rust is a lot more common just because of the humidity. I see it a lot more on appliances. And those two things make a huge difference. Now, if you do not have the steel wool, don't worry about it. You can just use the barkeeper's friend. It may not work as well. It kind of depends on how bad your appliances are, but it will make a difference. You just, like I said, make sure you're going in the direction of the stainless steel. Usually the direction is side to side, and just work that in, and that'll often make the biggest difference in the world.
We don't belong here. I want more out of life. The longer we stay here, our boots get stuck in the mud. Let's pack up our life, baby, and call it a night. 'Cause the longer we stay here, the harder the fight. I said, hey, 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 hey.
As always, a huge thanks to all of you guys for hanging out with me today. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys and chit-chatting, and especially all of you guys that put up with my rants on some of these videos. Always appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end, make sure to drop me this emoji in the comments below so I know who my true MVPs are. But also, if you are new here, I would love if you would subscribe and join our family over here. I say this on a regular basis, but I stand by it. This community right here is the best community on YouTube. I have the best followers. You guys are always so uplifting, helping each other out in the comments. We get very few negative Nancys over here. I think that's because I do have the rule, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. We are here to help each other, encourage each other, not drag each other down. And I feel like all of us really do stick to that rule and help each other out. So always a big thank you to you guys hanging out with me. Also, if you guys could share this video, that's always a really huge help. But I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Friday, so weekend's almost here, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.